So the other day, Corey and I were watching Wayne over at Craven Bushcraft, and he was doing this video about the gear that he started camping with and sharing that. And we both thought that was a really cool idea. So Corey and I decided we would each do a video sharing with you guys the gear that got us started with camping. Now, I haven't been camping for a very long time. It's been about 5 years. And Corey's the one who got me started, so a lot of this is stuff that he upgraded to in hopes to make my first experience camping a lot more comfortable. And actually, a lot of this I don't even think has been on the channel just because we've upgraded so much since then. So starting out is our tent that we took with the first time I went camping. And this massive thing right here is the Slumberjack Trail Tent 6. So this is a 6-person tent, and like I said, it is massive. It weighs 22.5 pounds, and then I can stand straight up in it and still have headspace. And I'm 5'10", so it is extremely roomy, extremely comfortable, and it's a very good quality tent. We do actually still use it, but we use it when we're car camping for big family outings. If it's just going to be us two or we're hiking in anywhere, it's too heavy. So then for sleeping, we just bring a pillow off of our bed. And this queen-size airbed and pump, which is also extremely heavy. So, story time. We were going to go camping at this state park called Glacier. And we drove all the way out there, and when we got there, there were no car camping sites left. But we had already driven out there, so we were determined we were going to camp out. So the 2 spots left in the entire park were hiking sites. So we put our name on the one that was closest to the parking area, which was still 2 miles. So we divvied up the air mattress and the tent between the two of us. Plus we had all of our normal gear, our sleeping bag, our clothes, the food, and we hiked the grueling 2 miles in. It was intense. But by the time we got to our campsite, it was just breathtaking. So Glacier is a prairie area, which is something that we don't normally camp in anyways. We normally camp in woods, and it had these giant hills. And at the bottom of the hill, right where our campsite was this lake, and it was just so beautiful. And it really was one of those moments where you realize you can't see that by driving out there. Like, you can't see that kind of thing from car camping. And so really it was a turning point. We realized we wanted to see more of that, more of the parts of nature that you have to work to get to. And we realized we were going to have to upgrade to lighter gear to be able to see that kind of stuff and do that more. So it was actually a really great trip. The hike in and out was, like I said, grueling at the time, but looking back, it's such a funny story, but I have such fond memories of it too. So keeping with the theme of heavy, this is a 7-gallon aquatainer. And that is what we would bring our water in. So we'd fill it up in the kitchen sink, and we'd throw it in the back of the Jeep, and that would be our water. So I'm really happy that we use a water filter now. It is way, way lighter. This is actually a piece of gear that I use still. So this is my water bladder, and it is the Platypus Big Zip. It's a 2-liter. I really like the zip top. It makes it easy to get it in, and get the water into it, and to dry it. And it has a really good flow and easy to use mouthpiece. So, piece of gear that I still use. For fire cooking kind of segment, in the woods we would just use the fire pit, and then at the campsite, if it had a grate, we would use that, or sometimes we would get big flat rock and cook on that. And if we were somewhere like Glacier that was prairie, we would bring this little pop can stove. And we used the pop can stove a lot until we got the Esbit, which came in a battle box. And then from there, kind of my obsession with stoves grew, and we still to this day keep trying different new ones. So there's where that started. And then this is our first cook kit. Now, this is just a really simple stainless steel set. So it has this bowl plate cover and this pan with this really long handle, which is nice. And then nested inside is this little pot that has a cover too. And then inside there is this little mug that we got out of the Boy Scout cook kit. And we didn't use the pot a whole lot, but as you can see, the bowl and the pan are very, very well loved. These have made a lot of eggs and bacon. A lot. And then for plates, we would just use these Sea to Summit collapsible bowls, which is really nice when you're eating eggs. You can scoop it to the side, but if you had like chicken or steak, you could just flatten it and use it like a plate. But you have to be careful because you don't want to cut the silicone side or you'll ruin the bowl part. Now, my first knife. A lot of you know that the Mora Companion is my favorite knife. This is my go-to knife, and this is what I carry all the time. My first knife was a lot more robust. It was the SCHF 10. So I thought that I really liked this knife. I mean, it looks awesome. It's a very cool looking knife. But I didn't realize how hard it was to use. I mean, you can see that it's not used as much as my Mora is. And I'm really glad that I started trying different knives so that I learned what was comfortable and what was easy to use. Like that Big Belly was not something that was easy for my skill set to use. So it got me started in the knives, but I'm glad that I tried other things to learn what I liked more than that. So this is the last piece of gear that I used to this day. So this is my first ferro rod, and this is the Bear Grylls by Gerber ferro rod. Works well. I like that the striker just nests in there. Simple. And then the last piece of gear that I'm going to share with you guys today is my first pack. Now this is the High Sierra Summit 40-liter women's specific bag. And I got this as a Christmas gift. I loved the color. It fit really well. It's not the best quality. It was a budget bag, which was great for starting out because I wasn't sure how much I would actually like hiking. And it has a integrated rain cover, which is something that I really appreciate. Lots of pockets and storage. This is a great beginner's bag, and I'm so thankful that I got to have it. But like I said, it's not the most quality bag, so it's supposed to have 2 of these to tie your trekking poles to your bag, but I'm missing 1 of those. And then the biggest thing that ended up being why I don't use this bag anymore is that my sternum strap broke off. And that was kind of the end of the bag for me. I think the sternum strap is super important, especially as a female hiker. I really need that sternum strap. So that was kind of the end of that bag. I haven't upgraded it yet. I'm still kind of trying to find the right type of bag and what I want from here. But it's really cool pulling all this stuff out and looking at it and remembering those stories and memories that I have with all of this stuff. And I don't take any of it for granted. I have something great with all of these pieces of gear. They help to give me the skill set that I do have. Yeah, this was really neat. So I want you guys to go through your old gear and let me know a memory from it that you have. Do you still use any of the gear that you started camping with? Make sure to let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe, and come join our pack. I'll see you guys on the next one.